don't really know where to start this video, I guess, so I'm just kind of going rambling and feel like I owe you guys an explanation a little bit on what's going on, what's happening with WCO or We Carry On. Some people may not understand or know of the abbreviation yet, but hopefully as time comes and as it gets closer to Halloween, hopefully that abbreviation of WCO or We Carry On, however you want to call it, gets a little bit more known. But anyways, I guess let's start with the origin of WCO and the beginning of everything and how filming started, how production started and whatnot. I guess let's start with the backstory. Filming wasn't always a passion of mine. Like, for the longest time, for me as a person, mostly my first few years of life and whatnot, I didn't really feel like I was real kind of thing. I had that, my imagination took over, my creativity took over, it kind of like overwhelmed what actually was going on in my life for the longest time I could remember. Like how cartoons, anything can happen, like someone could die and then they show up just a second later, like poof. I thought that was my life, and when I hit a certain age, I'm guessing elementary school I believe, it kind of realized and clicked into me that, yo, my life kind of is boring and none of my actually dreams and none of my childhood fantasies would ever come real or reality. So that's what film does. It can turn those fan fictions or false settings, kind of like fiction stories, where we could bring them into reality. And that's what I really love about film, more so on the hands of, like, not for me, but for everyone else to see their dreams come to reality. And when the show The Walking Dead started, I got more into the behind the scenes, more into the production, the filming, how they actually make the show real, and how do they make the show so that people and the viewers and the audience actually enjoy it. So it wasn't until maybe 10th grade, early or late 9th grade, me and my buddies Taylor Soltis and John Gerrits, who Taylor plays Tyler in the film and John plays Luke in the film. Both good friends of mine. We've been through a lot. We've been through some tough times, a lot of drama over the years. They're good people. But we have this social studies teacher. His name's Mr. Runquist, so shout out to Mr. Runquist. But he has this adjoining room. It's kind of like a lecture hall and whatnot. Right next door, him and a bunch of other teachers in the social studies wing share the room. They rent out the room for like lectures and presentations or testing and whatnot. So 10th grade comes along. Massive obsessive nerd over The Walking Dead. Me and my buddy Taylor actually have the same open or advisory. I have it every day. Taylor has it every other day because he's in weights right now. I didn't really took weights because I always worked out outside of school and in gym or in sports and whatnot. But we got permission to go there because the lecture hall usually, or most 99% of the time, wasn't being used during our open. So when it came down to that, we started going in there and we started talking, brainstorming about, yo, Walking Dead ideas, how we can make our own show kind of thing. And it kind of just rambled on, and we eventually got into storyboarding, we got into casting, and then that summer, or the last month of school, we actually started filming on our free times or on the weekends kind of thing, but the majority was set into the summer. That's all there is to the origin, the backstory, everything that led up to WCO and the initial production of everything. I guess it's now time for the confession of everything and what went wrong and why the show won't be 100% when you guys see it. So the first few months of filming, they were great. Everything went well at start. Just like on any film set or any kind of controversy set out there in the world where there are people working together, there's always bound to be some sort of conflict, some sort of drama that brings into the set. Now, I won't get into super details of everything because it's really personal and to a lot of people and to myself a little bit, and I don't really need to kind of delve into why and whatnot. But the main reason I think the film ended is because it was my passion, and granted, they were doing all they could for me, and they even came up, they offered their time, they offered no money at all and whatnot to come on, help out, be on set, be on the crew, be on acting for my show. That meant a lot to me. And initially it was supposed to be just fun, and it was fun all the way through it, even through the conflict and drama that happened. It was fun for me, and hopefully it was fun for everyone else out there who is viewing this. And people were having a lot of fun, which isn't a bad thing at all. It's not a bad thing, but we did have a set time schedule, and because of school and whatnot, and we were only high schoolers at the time. We still are. But I kind of got a little heated. I didn't really swear or raise my voice to them. I kind of just got serious, and I put my foot down and whatnot, and it kind of got to a little drag, and there was kind of like some mind twisting from a different people and whatnot, and some just different conflicting schedules and whatnot. And I'm not going to put blame on anyone, because I really don't blame anyone for the reason why the film ended or paused and whatnot. It was more so time caught up to us than anything, and our futures. So, and I really guess that's not a big deal and whatnot, because a summer film or a couple summer films and whatnot isn't the end of the world and whatnot. Or that important. It's the whole part where you have to put your lives first and whatnot, and I completely understand that, because as we are approaching our senior year, because we're all in the same grade and whatnot, we're going into senior year as of September 6th and whatnot, and after that, what comes next? I mean, you're going to go to college, you're going to go find a job or your career that you like. There's a couple schools that I want to go to that, of course, revolves around film and whatnot, where all I really can say is I had a blast. I hope I get to do it again someday. And I completely understand why it ended. The next summer, so we ended up going through 1 year of school, junior year, 11th grade. The last few months in junior year, and the majority of the beginning of the summer, and throughout the summer now, which we're currently in still, it's just July, going to be August when you're seeing this, but we actually picked up filming again. A lot of people came back. Actually, mostly everyone did, besides one person. This person was the one doing the mind twisting I kind of briefly mentioned before. He or she didn't really want to come back at all, and I understood that part, and some things happened that I didn't really understand or I wasn't in the know abouts of, and I can't really blame the person again, but he or she didn't want to come back, so we ended up trying to recast the person, but again, that didn't work, so we kept trying to find new people, trying to keep going on. And this point of the time when we're trying to find recasting, this is still in the school year and whatnot, but I was getting to talk to people again, and we tried talking again, but we actually started going and planning on to season 2. And like I started saying before, I want film to be my passion all the way throughout my life. And going into this, and going into like storyboarding and the origins and whatnot, I made a promise to myself that even if this film falls through, I was still going to storyboard seasons 2 and seasons 3, just so I could one day possibly bring it into a full legit production with paid actors, paid crew, a full film and full on production of everything. But so we were going into season 2 a little bit. So then kind of time caught up to us again in this whole senior year and whatnot, and we just stopped. We are still doing clips a little bit, and we're still going to put out some of the film, and the majority of the film that we shot and whatnot from We Carry On is going to be released on YouTube in August. It's all edited. We're just going to put it into clip form. So we're going to air the clips. We're going to keep moving on and just worry about what's next. And hopefully that'll make sense to you guys and you'll understand and whatnot. And yeah, just it's all about what next now. Are going to be releasing interviews with the cast and whatnot, so you get to know their opinions and their sides of the story. That's all going to be aired on September 1st, the final potluck and more so ceremony among everyone to look back on what they achieved and what they have done and how much they impacted me as a person and impacted each other as a person before school starts this year and things actually have to get serious. But like I said, what next? That is so important because in August, we're not going to be releasing just the clips. We're going to be releasing a lot of new content throughout August. Either it's going to be behind the scenes, some bloopers, more short films, which I'll get to in a second. But there's also going to be gameplays, there's going to be vlogs and whatnot, and that is going to mostly be consistent all throughout August. And if you guys actually like that and you want to see more of what we have to offer and whatnot, because some of the people that worked on WCO, like I mentioned, Taylor, John, and a few other of my friends, and Max Boats himself, Codis, the main villain of WCO, which you guys haven't really seen much of him yet, but he actually stepped up on board. So yeah, I guess that's basically all. So hopefully you guys understood everything, what happened and whatnot, and throughout August it's going to be a big month for all of us, and it's going to be well, I'm not going to give too much away, and I'm probably going to end up deleting a lot of this anyways, so you guys aren't fully spoiled about what's to come. So just stick through August and stick through everything. I think it'll be fun for you guys. We're putting a lot of effort into this. Same amount of effort that we put into WCO, as you can tell. So yeah. See you later, nerds, I guess. Don't really know how to end this. It's more of a serious video. Probably won't do the later nerdzettes like I did a year ago on some Walking Dead reviews. May bring those back. Who knows? Just you guys just need to stay around. Well, later. There you have it. There's the real talk. I'm sorry for bringing up the depressing feels and whatnot. Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Grow up a little bit. Tough love. No one else. At least I told you what actually happened without leaving you guys on a dry spell. Either way, make sure you guys subscribe, comment, like, blah, blah, blah. All the whole YouTube rituals and whatnot down below. And make sure that you follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And later, nerds and nerdzettes.